Hey, I've lost 180 pounds, and this is how my Saturday went today. Thanks for watching. We're getting just a little bit of lovies this morning, guys. And Baxter's joined us. Callie and Sammy were here too, but they were like, yeah, this is just too much for us. I'm sitting here, sipping a little bit of coffee. Coffee, look at me, I sound like I'm from Boston. Sipping a little coffee, like I'm from up north. And, whoop. He's okay, so this is a cushion or, like a cot. And my foot's right there. And I was sliding it. And he makes it sink, obviously. But I was sliding my foot and he was like, the heck? Watch. I can't get my foot all the way under it because he makes it sink to the ground. Such a good old silly boy. He's a good silly boy. He's going to go have all the zoomies in the whole wide world all of the times with no more aches and pains. Yeah, because he's a good boy. Yeah, he's my good boy. All right, I'm going to get me some lovies, and I'll see y'all later. So I bought 3 more packs of meat yesterday. 2 of them were the Melanesia, and I think that's the ones that's a little less fatty. And then 1 package was that other one that I got. It's just thinly sliced, top round. It's got some fat on it. And there were 6 trays of them, and then there's 3.5 trays going down. Anyway, I had it soaked in some really good, it was, gosh, what all was it? It was liquid aminos, used teriyaki, and some smoked salt. Yeah, I put in too much smoked salt, I can tell you that much, but that's all right, I don't care. But anyway, so now the instructions everybody says is to let it cool, and it has to cool 100% before I put it in the before I vacuum seal it. So what I was thinking is like maybe in the fall. So we're going to have like 4 days off from work for Thanksgiving. And just other times, I'll have days off. And I thought like in the late fall, mid-November, I can make some of these up. And one lady, when she does it, she stores them in mason jars. She vacuum seals mason jars. And so what I might do, I think I might have a box of wide mouth mason jars. Let's go look. And then she vacuum seals them. So then I could get like little, I don't know, little covers or whatever, or not. Me, probably not. Let's see. So many of these are from Mom. It's mason, but it's the big, but it's not wide mouth. Nope, those are regular. What you got in here, girl? What you got in here? Nope, those are regular too. So I might order some wide mouth jars. I know I have some, so I'll show you just a second. The problem with being a hoarder is that sometimes you forget to look just a little further, because there they are. These are all wide mouth, so we're going to take these upstairs. Hang on. So I understand why she puts hers in jars, because having them in the bags that I have them in, some of them, at first when I did them, some of them loosened up, and because the edges, that's one, the edges are so sharp that, that it tears the plastic, and so air slowly seeps in. But by doing it, I'm just going to pull one out. I'm not going to vacuum seal it right now, y'all. Today's not the day for me to do a whole bunch of random things. Anyway, so what I can do is pack this and put a bunch of them in there, and then use that, because she's the lady who I was watching. Y'all know in the end I am going to end up doing this, right? This is me. The lady I was watching, she's the one that does what's called a brake leader. Hang on. Oh, just let's do it and be done with it. Y'all, this is another one of those, don't do what I do. You do what you're supposed to do. I just want to experiment with it. And you watch the video. Rain Country, Rain Country. She's the one who does this. She's been dehydrating and using vacuum sealing for years and years and years. So you watch her channel. But I've got a wide mouth dealie. I got my thing on here. I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off just to make sure there's nothing on there. And you put your little thing on, then you put your little thing on. Then you have to hold this in, and then you can either squeeze, but she said it gets hard after a while, so she just does this. She just does it up against the cabinet, and that's definitely easier. She said she does it until it gets, I think she said 400 or something like that. But she did say she does it until it just doesn't go anymore. But what I will say, I did just hear that little thing seal. She said, I just do it and do it and do it till it doesn't go anymore, just to make sure. I think 400 is what she said. Yeah, there's 400. I'm going to go just a little more. The worst thing that happened is it just doesn't go anymore. Then you pull that out, and then that. And then she said when she's done, she kind of grabs it by the lid and holds it, kind of gives it a little shake. But I heard it seal. But this is dehydrated, so, and she said she doesn't put a little thing down in there. But then she said she usually just lets it, everything, if she does this, she lets it sit out for 24 hours before then she stores it with this on. She said that way if there is any kind of a mild breakthrough of air, then this is on there giving it pressure. But anyway, so what I'm thinking is I'm gonna do this one too, because this one, this one, the seal has broken through this bag. But anyway, but what I'm thinking is at Christmas time, I'll make some of these, and I could for my nephews, I could put it, well, not in a jar, I could put it in in a couple of these baggies to take home. Because they all travel. My sister and her boys, they travel. So in the plane, they all travel. But they fly in, so jars would not be good for them to take home. But still, for anybody, my brother-in-law, I could put him in a couple, give him a couple mason jars of jerky. And if I just, each time I see it on sale, because again, yesterday, it was a pound for $10, of sliced meat for $10. But, girl bought a slicer. We were talking in email, and me and Katie, and I'd actually bought a meat slicer. So a better option in the future will be, but I have to get it and think of how it all works, is buying a roast of some sort, like a lean roast, and then slicing it myself. I could do pork, I could do chicken, I could do whatever. So anyway, lots of options, but this is just something kind of fun, something that, like I said, and then what I can do for me is store them in these, where it has to be in a cool, dark place. So I'll put them down in the basement. But then before my work trips, I can pull them out of these, and it will have been freshly sealed until then, and then open it up before my work trip and put them out in bags. So then it'll just be, a couple, I don't know, it'll just be a few days that it's going to be out at room temperature, not vacuum sealed. So anyway, or I can leave them vacuum sealed in these and just keep checking them. So I don't know what I'll do. I just thought I'd share it with you. That's kind of my adventure, and just wanted to tell you a little bit about it and give us something kind of fun and random to do. Hello, it is 9:33, and I'm hungry, and I'm not going to want to eat later as time goes on. So if you're new to my channel, this is not how I eat. I'm in weight loss mode, but what I'm making right now is comfort food for right now. But I figure this version of comfort food is much better than the things that are at the store. So while the little sausage is processed and the wraps are processed. It really is not how I typically eat. But again, you know, right now it's what's getting me through. So this is rutabaga and onion. What I have found with rutabaga, and it's kind of, it's been a long time since I had rutabaga. Rutabaga is, it's very dense. So I microwaved it for about 4 minutes. And at the 2-minute mark, I added in the onions. And that just kind of softens up those veggies. And then from there, I put it in the skillet and kind of sauteed it a little bit. Kind of puts me in the mindset of like breakfast potatoes instead of really thinly sliced, but more breakfast potato-y. So I'm having that. And this is going to be messy to pick up because it's kind of been laying in juice. But then I cooked up it was frozen onions and peppers. And this one's the andouille sausage. What I did yesterday that I didn't do today. Yesterday I took the onions and peppers and sat it on a paper towel and let it absorb the water. I didn't do that today and I should have. It'll be all right, but it's going to be a big mess. Then this other one is, chicken and apple. With the onion and mushrooms. There's our boy. I'm almost miss seeing him in the background. Anyway, so this ain't about that. I love y'all. I'm gonna eat my food and I'll see you afterwards. I'm not gonna record. That's just a little morbid. So, all right, bye. Got this one on this side. Just licking whatever he can lick. Then there's this one. He says, you're going to sit here. You have to pay the belly tax. Got to pay the belly tax, guys. There's a belly tax. Belly, belly, belly. Belly, belly, belly tax. Rubbing the belly. Okay, I can't do this with one hand. So anyway, we're just chilling out this morning. I done had my brunch, so... Oh, look, guys, he needs a nap. He's going to sleep a lot pretty soon. And he'll be sleeping. Away we go. His foot was hurting him pretty bad today, so I feel better about the decision. He can't even stand for the car ride. So, but we are on our way to get a Burger King burger. Okay, we got not just a cheeseburger. Oh, there's ketchup on it and mustard, but you know what? This boy's gonna have the best bacon cheeseburger ever. Is that good, Bubba? Yeah, he says that's nummy, guys. Ketchup and mustard didn't hurt nobody. Okay, we're about to take that walk. We love you guys. Say we love you guys. And I brought... one of my neighbors brought me some Hershey Kisses. They said that sometimes they give, people can give them and then I brought some of the jerky that I was making. So, because that has that fake sugar on it, so he couldn't have that. So, he can today. Okay, love you guys. Bye. Say bye, Bubba. Bye. Hi, I'm doing okay. A lot of tears, very painful eyes here and there, but anyway, I know he's not in pain. No more itching, no more limping because of pain, no more ear pain. I logically know that. Of course, I'll always love him, but I'll miss him so much. But anyway, the logic side of my brain understands and accepts it. So what have I been doing? I don't know where I left off. I've recorded about 3 times. So I'm just going to say just a brief minute right here and let's see if it works. Okay, so what I've been working on since I got back from the vet, I always made fun of people who said, oh, I was sad, so I cleaned, or I was stressed, so I cleaned. You people are weird. Well, something that's happened today. I have washed all the bedding, the couch cover. I have washed my bedding, the dog's bedding. I took the toddler bed and took it upstairs. I have just cleaning some blankets and stuff from the back porch, the mats. Yeah, I love him, but hounds have a funky, musty smell. So I have been just cleaning that. And then I found myself like going through bags of stuff, like my protein powders, and putting that in a different container. And then just kind of rearranging. I've washed Lou's dog bowl and taken it downstairs. And so really shifting the house from a 4-dog house to a 3-dog house. And again, I'm not trying to erase his memory, but I'm trying to erase the smell and set myself up for the 3 of my dogs in a very cathartic way. It's helping me process as I'm doing this stuff. So now let's get to supper. Salad. And I'm going with a Greek theme. So I have some Greek seasoning on it. Other than that, it's the same. My dressing. I have a shaker cup. I did a 4th Polynesian, 1/4, a 4th G. Hughes Polynesian dipping sauce, 1/4 Walden Farm Thousand Island, and the other half water. So whenever I put this in, I should use, it was Polynesian and Thousand Island, but like half of it. But anyway, so that's what I've got for my dressing. I'm using one of these today. I had 5 left, and I have 4 of those brats left. I don't normally eat brats, or these wraps. Do I think there's anything wrong with them on occasion? No, but since I'm in weight loss mode, those are not things that I typically buy. These are things that, like I said, it's been some fun comfort food for me, where it's keeping me, having that instead of driving through Burger King or, running to Walmart and getting some processed junk food, So I figure if processed meat and these tortilla shells, if that's the worst it gets, then I'm okay with it. So anyway, so I have 4 left, so I have 1 for each brat. Y'all know I love keto chow, but I also have some Equip Prime. And so one of the things I was doing this afternoon was kind of condensing the bags of them and putting them into a different container. So I have one container of the caramel, 1 container of peanut butter, and then another Ziploc baggie that has a mixture. Well, I have this is the mixture. It's yogurt, and instead of Equip Prime, it's the peanut butter and caramel Equip. Oh, instead of keto chow, it's the Equip Prime caramel and peanut butter mixed together. Equip Prime, just so it's a meat-based protein, where a lot of the others are dairy-based, but is a meat-based and very clean ingredient. So a lot of carnivores prefer that one. So the last thing we got is my Greek bowl. I've got some ground beef. I have some red onion. I have some black olives, some feta, some sour cream, and a splash of Rayo's. That's my supper. And that's what I've been doing. I think I have two more loads that still need to be put into the laundry. And I think I did 2 or 3 loads yesterday of clothes, but today is about just freshening up my house. With Lou's allergies, I could not use sprays. I had to be careful what I washed his bedding with. So, things can be a little more fresher in my house now. But anyway, so dogs seem to tolerate it well, or tolerating things fine. I don't see them walking around looking for it. Callie, she didn't eat her breakfast this morning very much. And likewise, she didn't eat all of her supper. But I don't think that has anything to do with Lou, because sometimes she eats and sometimes she doesn't. If I didn't have other dogs, I think I could just free feed her. I could leave it out and she would just go pick up a couple bites and wander around and come back and pick up a couple bites. But with brothers Baxter and Sammy, that couldn't happen. So anyway, so the dogs seem to be okay. And I'll just watch them over the next couple days. So Sammy's going to, there's no alarm system now. So if somebody breaks in, they're just going to get eaten. At least Lou was the warning sound, He was the alarm sound. Hey, there's dogs in here. But now it's just going to be they walk in and Sammy and Baxter will just eat them. So there won't be any warning before somebody breaks in. They're just going to get ate. Anyway, all right. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.